Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. Matt is sitting in a desirable vehicle. It's wanted a lot here in Quebec, in Canada, and probably also in the States because it's the famous RAV4 Prime. Toyota strikes back with a PHEV RAV4, one of the most sold sport utility vehicle ever, and it's back with 60 kilometers of pure EV power. So we're rolling the XSE version with the Techno Premium group, and it's pushing the price at $59,000 Canadian. This is a lot of money though, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later because there's some nice incentive that you can get depending on where you live for that vehicle. When you look at the exterior, it's pretty simple. It looks like an average RAV4. There's that blue badge right there up in front, and when you look on the side, this is where people know that you're rolling a RAV4 Prime. When you get to the rear, pretty standard RAV4 once again. I kind of like the design. It's one of the best looking RAV4 since a long time. So either you like or either you don't like. Those are your own personal tastes. When you get to the interior, there's a full complement of new buttons there with the PHEV version in the center console. So when you look at the cluster, also some nice digital part. You've got some regular needles, and this one on the left will move really frequently. It's going to tell you exactly if you're using the regenerative mode or if you're charging or if you're in the sport territory. So this RAV4 Prime is going to act pretty much as an hybrid version, but if you want, you can select and put it in EV mode completely. Finally, that's really nice. You've got also an engine inside, regular fuel engine though, 2.5 liter, 177 horsepower. But when you combine that with the 3 hybrid electric motor generator, you will pump up the horsepower to 302. I don't know exactly how much torque it will generate though when you combine everything, but this is monstrous. This is a real fast machine. It's 83 ponies more than the hybrid version. When you get to the battery, 18.1 kilowatt hours, it's a lithium ion battery pack, and you've got an eCVT. For this kind of vehicle, it's kind of normal. All-wheel drive, electronic all-wheel drive, you can be towing 2,500 pounds. And if you go with the regular RAV4, it's 1,000 pounds less. And if you go with the RAV4 Trail, this is probably the king of towing in the RAV4 lineup because they're using a cooler on the transmission and it pumps up the number to 3,500 pounds. Charging time in the US, guys, depending on the version that you're going to choose. If you go with a base model, 3.3 kilowatts. So it's going to take you 12 hours on 120 and 4.5 hours on 240 volts. But if you go with a fully equipped RAV4 Prime with the 6.6 kilowatt charger, you can cut that time to 2.5 hours on the 240. I wish they would really put the fast charger on every model though. When you get to the road handling of this one, acceleration are really strong. This is a jet fighter. This is one of the quickest RAV4 ever created, even more than the V6 version back then. But you're gonna find out really quickly that it turns like a regular RAV4, and the direction feeling is like a regular RAV4, and the suspension is like a regular RAV4. You're gonna have to be careful when you get to those curves. Some people talk about torque effect in the front wheel. Well, if you're going straight, you won't really feel it. But if you're turning and flooring it, yes, you're going to battle yourself with the steering wheel because it's kind of not giving you some great feeling that we usually like with some sports car. And when you accelerate strong, you're going to see the sky, and when you release the accelerator pedal, you're going to see down there. So the suspension movement are really strong though. So got to be careful with the tires. Those don't really give you a great grip. And if you're going to opt for winter tires, make sure that you go with the best because this machine can roll really fast. So if it's slippery, make sure that you go slowly on the accelerator because you're going to see that TCS light really often. So let's talk about 0 to 100. I know some other journal did a little bit better than us, but still we do real life testing. So we did the 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.6 seconds. This is really fast. It's sports car territory. And even if your battery is empty, it will change probably a little bit, but otherwise that battery is never really empty because this car will act as a hybrid in most of the time. If you want the perfect acceleration, go check out the other video that we did in a safe environment to show you exactly what you can do to get the better 0 to 100. So as soon as you're gonna step on the brake though, you could feel that regenerative force, yes, but I would have hoped to have a button there to be more efficient and put more power back in the battery. So this RAV4 is really comfort oriented, but still Toyota should do an effort and make a sportier version of that one with a better suspension and better brakes and better direction. Let's talk about all-wheel drive though. And diagonal test was a real success. So if you want to go off-road with that RAV4 Prime, well, light off-road because it's kind of really low. Here's my advice. Go slowly on the accelerator, put it in trail mode, but don't floor it because the gas engine started to pull real strong. And the next thing you know, the electric engine was trying also to give me traction and I felt like it was slipping. So I kind of pulled back on that hill and went back once again, just slowly. And this is the way that you should do it also if you're going off-road. So use a trail mode and never turn traction control off, otherwise you will smoke your tires and really fast. Let's talk about fuel consumption, 5.7 liter and 6.4 on the highway when you check Toyota's paper. And if you're using your battery, the combined numbers are really low. I did around 2.2 but over 100 kilometers per year, so it's kind of really impressive to see this kind of fuel consumption. So if you're gonna stay in the city, this is where you're gonna maximize your fuel and battery range efficiency. So you ask us for a lot of tests, so let's see the resume of that. In EV mode only, some people did like 70 kilometers with that pure electric power. But let's be real, when you get to real driving, if you're gonna hit the highway, it's gonna fall down to like 50, 45, depending on how heavy your foot is, because you're not gonna be able to use that famous regeneration of the brake, of the stop, of the traffic that you're gonna see ahead of you. So if you're gonna be rolling on the highway, you can use the charge button to bring back power in that battery. So if you're rolling like between 100 and 115 kilometers per hour, you're gonna get 1 kilometer of EV power for 3.5 to 4.5 kilometers that you're gonna roll. But this will raise the fuel consumption to 6.5 liter per 100 on the highway. And if you're just using your regular hybrid mode, since the battery is depleted, it's gonna do between 5.8 and 6 liter per 100. So this is a really amazing number for the size of that sport utility vehicle with 2 people on board and loaded with some camera gears and equipment. So we did the testing with the climate control, with the comfort. It's not a race to who's going to do the best number here. I really like to do some real life testing. You can use the eco mode, the sports mode though. And some people ask us, what do you think about the regeneration in sports mode? It should be more aggressive. Well, there's a paradox here because when we check at the analog display and we switch to sport mode, the needle was going down. But in the heads-up display, next thing I know, it was going up. So when I switched to eco, it was the contrary. But it feels like regeneration is more aggressive in sports mode. But does it put back a lot more power in the battery? It needed more testing and we just couldn't figure out a way to show you an exact result when we tried it. So still, try it and feel free to comment in the section down there below if you did some achievement by doing those kind of research. You're gonna have also to know that once it's gonna get cold and it's gonna be winter and you're gonna be rolling with those studded tires because this is an impressive fast machine, well, fuel, EV range, it's going to be completely different. So we're going to have to wait and see what it will do. On the minus side, there's that QI charger that's supposed to hold your phone, which is kind of doing its job charging. But next thing you know, we step on the accelerator and you're going to search for your phone inside the car. Once you move to the left, to the right, next thing you know, it's going to move also so it doesn't hold on your phone. You've got the multimedia system, which is looking like some old stuff. Thanks to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay though, it's going to seem improved, but still that big screen makes it worse. You've got also the seat that have a really short seat base. We hit the road from Quebec to Montreal and it was kind of okay. It was comfortable, but that seat base is kind of way too short. Needs more leg support though. We don't really feel the cooling effect, but we really feel the heat when we turn it on though. So another major minus point though, there's 2-year wait time now in Quebec for this RAV4 Prime. This is too long, and the cherry on the sundae is that some dealers are taking some money from the customer and they don't even know when they're gonna get it or how many they will get for their customer that gave $2,000 as an account to make sure that they got one. So this is pure money stolen by the dealer. Toyota should do some kind of national list where you go on a website, you put the money, it goes directly to the manufacturers, and you can know exactly when you will get one. Because right now we don't even know if in 2 years if we're still gonna get those incentives that are really high here in Quebec. On the plus side though, acceleration are strong, it's efficient, it's solid, you've got a great build quality, you've got an amazing cargo space inside and in the trunk for you, for your passenger. Toyota should really aim to give us something completely electric from the RAV4. And finally, in the US, you're kind of lucky because you've got some no-cost maintenance plan that we don't have here in Canada. So, is it really worth the wait? Yes, this RAV4 Prime is an awesome machine. I really like it. It's a no-brainer to go for this machine instead of the regular RAV4 when you get a big incentive like we're giving you, $13,000. So please do your search and try to calculate exactly what's your money worth if you want to go pure EV power. Even the competition doesn't have anything like that. A RAV4 that is reliable, strong, efficient. This is one of the most perfect package that you can get with a RAV4 with the Prime version right now in the Toyota lineup. So what do you think about that? Feel free to comment in the section down there below. Do a thumbs up, subscribe to Car Question. Acceleration tests and diagonal tests are going to be available also, so make sure you check that out. Take care.